When I was 5 and I had the father problems, and I was a boy's boy, I was a sports fanatic and all of this as I was, all I thought about when everyone said they wanted to be an astronaut or a tennis player or a basketball player, I wanted to be a great dad. That was my first passion. That was my first career choice. And it never varied. My book of life, my entire career has been built around my children. I've turned down some incredible job opportunities which would have taken me away from them. So great dad has always been so present for me. My father was my teacher, but most importantly, he was a great dad. Bo Bridges. These are my family. That's my wife Sally, my beautiful wife Sally, my son-in-law Rob, and my daughter Seychelle, my son Landon and his wife Laura, my mother-in-law Sheila, and in this picture my two step-kids aren't in it, but that's my family. It gives you a bit of an idea about it. So there's lots of things that I've put in here about being a great dad. Lots of ideas and thoughts around it. And it starts with this idea that ever thought of being an architect? Whatever good things we build end up building us. Jim Rohn. We are architects. When my kids were young, I said to my older brother, who's sort of a real mentor of mine, he's 10 years older, he's wise, he never had kids of his own, but he was as close as I had to a father. And I said, Jeff, one day I was talking to him on the phone, I said, what's really struck me is that the life my kids are living right now, everything they do, the structure around them, what happens to them every day is because of what me and my wife, what we bring to the equation. We are creating their existence. And he said something like very profound, like, duh. But I never really thought of it before because we were the children being raised in that other environment where they did it for us. But all of a sudden, you're as a parent or as a leader of your business, you're creating the environment that dictates what happens around and what they can do and achieve. So how much planning and thought has ever gone into from a parent to their children? Really sitting down and analyzing the kids and thinking about them and saying, all right, well, this is the type of child we have here. What's the best thing we should do for them? What's the best opportunities? What should we open up for them? Probably very little. It's mostly just, the kid showed an interest in dancing or in netball or whatever, and you throw them in that direction. Is that right? Should we not be thinking about what their strengths are and give them wide opportunities to experience lots of different things and see what might stick and what might work for them? And as they progress, how do we build these foundations in their life to give them a great life? The most profound thing I'm going to say to you right now, for those of you that have children, and I don't think most parents get it, is that your children are children for 1/4 of their life. For 3/4 of their life, they're adults. From the age of 20, they're adults. For the next 60 or 80 years, they're adults. You're not building a child, you're building an adult. Are you putting the foundations around your children to be successful adults? That's the key. That's what you really got to think about. You're not architecting a 5-year-old, you're architecting a 25-year-old and a 40-year-old. I remember in one of my law firms, we sat and engineered what's the perfect person to recruit. And we decided they were a 5th-year lawyer, because that made us get 5 years worth of earnings, and some of them would rise up to partners, but the reality is we wanted as many as possible to get to 5 years. That's what we designed, a recruitment program to bring in someone who could be a 5th-year lawyer, up to a 5th-year lawyer. What are you doing with your children? Are you making them a great 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, or are you going to make them a great adult? I remember reading something when I was very young with my kids about this family that had some obscene number of children, like 19 kids. And they said, what's your secret? And they said, we never do for them what they can do for themselves. And I thought, that's pretty profound. And I never have. From the time my kids could make their lunch, they made it. From the time they could cook, they cooked. I never did their homework for them, ever. And they still talk to me about that. I'd show them, I'd give them guidance, I'd help them, I'd sit with them, but I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you the answers. It's your homework, it's not mine. I can't do it anyway. Ever try to do your kids' math?